Most people speak to money as if it were a mountain too heavy to move, whispering prayers of fear instead of declarations of faith. But child of the infinite, money is not moved by begging hands or trembling voices. It responds only to spiritual authority. The universe listens to conviction, not desperation, and it opens its hidden storehouses to those who dare to command rather than plead. Today, I will show you the truth I discovered long ago, that when you speak from divine certainty, you activate a 24/7 flow of abundance from expected and unexpected places, shaping your life with the very force of your words. I am Florence Scovel Shinn, and I speak to you from the eternal realm of spiritual law, where nothing is withheld from the soul that remembers its divine authority. When I lived on earth, I observed with great clarity that humanity had been taught to beg for what already belonged to them. People pleaded for money, prayed for money, cried for money, and yet their hands remained empty because their hearts carried the belief that they were small. But I learned through the whispers of the infinite that money is not persuaded by fear. Money, like every form of supply, is governed by spiritual law, and spiritual law responds only to command. Let me tell you something that many souls never dare to believe. You were born with the authority to direct the currents of prosperity. You were created in the image of the infinite, and therefore the universe recognizes your voice when it carries certainty. When you command with faith, the entire spiritual world moves to fulfill your decree. When you plead with anxiety, the universe mirrors your fear and closes its channels. The difference is not in the request, but in the energy behind the word. I saw countless people living in quiet desperation, asking for just enough to survive. But the divine plan never intended survival. It intended expression, expansion, and joyful creation. Money is part of that expression. It is not evil, nor shallow, nor unspiritual. Money is simply a tool, a conductor of experiences, a symbol of circulation and movement. And because it moves, you must speak to it in a way that activates movement. When your declarations are firm, money flows. When your heart trembles, money freezes. If you desire a continuous flow of wealth, the first step is to stop treating money as a master and recognize yourself as the one who commands it, not through ego, but through alignment with divine truth. You are not commanding from separation. You are commanding from union with the very source of supply. When you speak with this awareness, even the hidden avenues of the universe open like unfolding petals. Let me share with you the spiritual mechanics behind commanding money. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the invisible. When your words carry authority, they vibrate with a frequency that pierces through doubt and awakens universal forces. Money begins to move in your direction because it recognizes a soul who knows its place in divine order. The universe is not chaotic. It is structured with precision. It operates through spiritual laws that never fail. And one of those laws is that the spoken word sets creation in motion. When I walked the earth, I explained this through the idea of the power of the spoken word. But today, I want you to understand it even more deeply. Your word is not just sound. It is a decree stamped with the energy of your expectation. When you speak without expectation, your declaration has no spiritual weight. But when you speak as if what you desire is already done, the spiritual realm cannot resist fulfilling it. I often taught that you must prepare the place before the arrival of your good. That means your inner world must match the abundance you call forth. If you command money while secretly believing that money avoids you, your words are divided. But when your belief aligns with your command, the universe obeys instantly and decisively. Understand this. Money has no consciousness of its own. It is obedient by nature. It does not decide who is worthy or unworthy. It simply flows toward authority, organization, clarity, and purpose. When you tell money where to go, it moves. When you wait for money to decide your fate, you remain stuck. Money follows the one who leads it. I want you now to imagine the universe as a vast system of rivers. Some are large and visible. Others are underground and invisible. These rivers carry financial blessings, opportunities, connections, ideas, and divine timing. When you command money, you are not forcing the universe. You are opening those rivers. Some of them will bring supply from expected sources, and some will burst forth from places your rational mind could never predict. That is why I always said that your supply is unlimited and comes from expected and unexpected avenues. You must never limit the universe by assuming that your income can only come from one direction. When you command abundance, you must leave room for miracles. Divine supply often travels through surprising paths that bypass logic but align perfectly with spiritual law. One of my greatest joys was watching people receive blessings from sources they never imagined existed. These moments proved what I taught with unwavering certainty, that the universe responds to command, not to worry. Now listen closely, for this is the heart of the message. To activate continuous wealth, you must speak declarations that hold spiritual authority. Do not whisper them. Do not question them. Speak them as truth, because truth requires no explanation. Your declarations should feel like the unlocking of a door, not the knocking upon one. You may say, "Money comes to me now through expected and unexpected ways." The universe opens every channel for my supply. I am aligned with the infinite flow, and the flow is constant. These words, when spoken with conviction, begin shifting the spiritual atmosphere around you. They summon opportunities, ideas, support, and divine timing. They change how people perceive you and how circumstances unfold. The invisible becomes visible in perfect order. But remember, authority does not come from force. It comes from certainty. You do not need to shout. You only need to believe. You do not need to beg. You only need to align. When your faith becomes your atmosphere, your words become commands, and your life becomes a magnet for abundance. Do not think for one moment that commanding money is selfish. The universe delights in your expansion because your expansion blesses others. When you prosper, you become a channel for generosity, creativity, peace, and upliftment. Money in the hands of a spiritually awakened soul becomes a force for good, and the universe always supports what is good. Let me speak to the fear that often hides behind financial struggles. Many people carry the belief that commanding money is wrong, arrogant, or unspiritual. But I tell you this, the only dishonor is denying your divine inheritance. You are not a beggar in the kingdom. You are a co-creator. When you speak with spiritual authority, you reclaim what was yours from the beginning. If you speak in fear, the universe mirrors your fear. If you speak in doubt, the universe mirrors your doubt. But if you speak in faith, the universe becomes your echo chamber of abundance. Let your words today be the beginning of your transformation. Declare that you are ready for continual flow. Declare that your soul is aligned with divine prosperity. Declare that money comes to you easily, harmoniously, and constantly. Declare that every door meant for you opens without delay. Declare that unexpected blessings are drawn to you like magnets. Declare that you are a vessel of abundance and a steward of divine supply. The universe is listening, not casually, but attentively, waiting for your voice to choose command over fear. Speak now, and speak with the knowing that you are spiritually backed by infinite supply. The moment your word aligns with your belief, the flow begins, quietly at first, then boldly, then continuously. Soon you will witness a 24/7 current of abundance moving through your life, touching everything you do and expanding every corner of your world. I speak this to you not as a distant figure from the past, but as a guide who has walked the path, seen the law in action, and witnessed miracles unfold through the spoken word. You are meant to prosper. You are meant to command money with spiritual authority, and you are meant to live in the fullness of divine supply. Your universe is waiting for your command. Speak with certainty, walk in faith, and watch every river of abundance rise to meet you. God bless you.